Hey, folks, this is Brian Blessing. Hope you're enjoying the Hockey Betting Podcast. We have a couple chuckles, try to get you a lot of winners. If you like what you're hearing, hit the subscribe button, give us a review, give us a rating. Most importantly, enjoy the hockey and keep coming back to the Hockey Betting Podcast.
You're listening to the Hockey Betting Podcast. This is the Hockey Betting Preview for Monday, January 25th, 2021. And now, live from Las Vegas, the host of the Hockey Betting Podcast, Brian Blessing.
All right, folks, here we go. It's another edition of the Hockey Betting Podcast. Brian Blessing, Cam Stewart. We're fired up. We're ready to go. Right, Cam? Fired up,
Brian.
You ready to go? Fired up, baby.
Right, Brian.
Let's go, man.
Hey, buddy, I feel for you, man. I was, unfortunately, my heart and finances were backing the Bills. I was hoping to do the old Buffalo two-step. We finally got to win with the Sabres, and the Bills get murdered on teasers, too. But you know what? We can't live in the past. We got to move forward. So let's move forward. And try to hit some winners.
It's funny thing. I get like a couple of people call me last night. Are you okay?
Yeah, of course you're.
I'm
okay.
like,
you're used to this.
I'm like, pardon me?
Really? Yeah. I've seen four losses at Super Bowls. I think I can.
I was standing in the end zone of Super Bowl 25, and as the ball went right, I said, nothing's ever going to hurt me again. Okay, when's the next game?
Exactly.
I want them to win badly. But, hey, there's hockey on Monday. That's the right.
Hockey, yeah. yes, exactly, buddy. Not much hockey, but Tuesday's a little bit better, but we got action.
Well, hey, let's do a quick scan of what we're looking at so far, out of the gate. I mean, some teams have played 6 games. Some are just getting started. I mean, the COVID thing's still a thing, but the bottom line is they're on the ice. Some teams are coming out of the gate good. Some teams are showing potential. It's kind of everything we thought would happen, Cam. The one thing I would say is that there are angles that have worked that still work, and there are new angles that we're starting to kick in, and hockey remains the best sport to bet. I mean, let's cut to the chase.
Let's use a perfect example. First of all, angles and trends. People, guys, think about this. What does everyone think? Oh, no, the Dallas Stars haven't played forever. Their first game, they were the best team. They murdered Nashville, murdered them. They start the season late. They're fresh. They're ready to go. They kill them. So that angle, Florida Panthers, they haven't played, whatever. They kill Chicago. So that's one angle, Brian. When a team is not playing for a long time, like when Carolina comes back from COVID and people tell me to fade them, I'm going the opposite way. Same thing with Washington. They're missing 4 of their best players. They've taken Buffalo to a shootout. 1 win, 1 loss. They're getting points in both of those games. So you can't tell me that, all these guys, COVID, they're not playing and they're missing guys and stuff. It doesn't matter. I'll tell you, that's the thing. The Dallas Stars were so good in that first game against Nashville. That was their first game of the season, and they came out fresh as a daisy, buddy. You saw it.
Well, and then how about right out of the gate we learned that, right? I mean, St. Louis, Colorado could have looked any worse, and then Colorado wins 8-0 in the rematch.
Yeah, and a perfect example, Sunday night after the football games, Edmonton and Winnipeg was the late game on the board, right? So we were originally on Edmonton in that game. Edmonton trails, okay? There's under 5 minutes left in the game, live. They go to 8-1. I go, you know what? Since the Bills killed me, I'll put $30 on Edmonton, 8-1. They tie it up. I'm like, oh, great. Then they become minus 60. Okay, let's hedge out Winnipeg. Boom, we sit there. You make yourself an instant couple $100 like that, Brian. They come and score with 1 second left in the game. Edmonton. The game was going under the whole way. It was 2-1 with 6 minutes left in the game. The game ends 4-3. Ding, 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 ding. Hockey live betting rocks.
Yeah,
it's amazing the numbers you get.
Well, the one thing that is amazing is how quickly you can go up and down the ladder. I mean, the Sabres played the Caps, and Omar's father passed away.
Yep.
And Hutton was hurt, so he had to play. And when they won their first game, they gave him a puck after the game. It was a real emotional thing. Caps have 4 guys out, including their starting goaltender. And you think the Sabres would step on their neck, and Washington shows, God bless hockey players. I mean, they just changed their style, played a dump and chase game, and started to outgrit the Sabres. win the first one in a shootout, and then the second one they come back. Sabres win the next one in a shootout. I don't even want to get me started on them. They get 3 of a possible 4, and I am not happy because there's not an ounce of grit on this team. They were getting pushed around again. But the bottom line is they get 3 of a possible 4, and all of a sudden now you sit there and you're 2 points out of 4th. Like, you're right back in it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And they've played Washington and Philly out of the gate. So they get, quote unquote, a lot of winnable games to come. So you got to look at the standings and the motivation, and it can change overnight.
No, it can. And that's the thing. And that's why they haven't changed the point system. NHL likes it like that. I don't think it's right. And we've talked about the regulation 3 points. I think it needs to happen because that's the thing with the shootout. It's good for the league because the league is a gate-driven league. Even though there's no people now, they want to have every team, even the worst team, in it as long as they can. So people show up at the games and stuff. Once this COVID stuff ends, that's the way they like it. I thought this year would have been a great year to change it, though. You have all these people asking for the 3-on-3 overtime extended to 10 minutes. Where are you going? You're going nowhere. You're going back to your hotel. It would have been perfect. That's the one mistake they made. They could have looked at it this year, and if it turned out to be more popular, like baseball, who's basically staying with a 7-inning doubleheader in the runner on second base, they want to anyway. They could have tested out new stuff, Brian, and me and you both agree with it. And I know, I'll tell you, I tweeted that out when we lost. I'm like, hey, great start to the NHL season, 2-6 in shootouts. I got like 200 responses from people. I know, I'm sick and tired of this crap, too. It's ridiculous. You got to end it, I don't even care if you start with a 4-on-3 for 5 minutes and then you go to a 3-on-3, but we can't have this anymore. It needs to change.
All right. There's just, before we
let's get to the games.
We're going to get into the games. Here's the deal. Go to the hockeybettingpodcast.ca. thehockeybettingpodcast.ca. We got a number of books that are there for your fun and your perusal, and our featured one today, bookmaker.eu. You go in there, you make a deposit of $500 or more, and you send us your account number, either a DM to the hockeybettingpodcast.ca or support at the hockeybettingpodcast.ca, and we'll throw another $100 in your account. How's that?
Sounds nice. They get good lines there too. I remember I hit a couple golf futures. Ding, 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 ding. Very, very sweet, which I like. And we're going to need it after the Sabres debacle, Brian. So let's rock. Let's win some money with hockey betting. And I don't know why. I don't know what it is with the Bills, Brian. I'm not even from Buffalo, but every time they play, I like to support them with my wallet because I just want them to win and usually overextend myself. But anyway, the beautiful thing about gambling is we get on a heater and we're ready to rock.
I know, buddy. I know. I just went with the over.
Smart.
I didn't want.
Very easy.
I just love myself.
That's a guy that's actually lived there.
Nobody said, I bet the Chiefs and you'll be, you win either way. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah. Hey, man, you've seen this movie before, but we only got one on Monday night, Brian.
But it's a big one, Cam. And when you say really, well, Vancouver's $1.45. The total is 6.5 to the under. They're hosting Vancouver. Vancouver's up and coming and gritty, and they're going to play hard. They're actually fun to watch and all that. Vancouver's a team thought they were turning a corner and going to make some noise off what they did in the bubble. Cam, I would say to you, buddy, as early as this is in this season, it must win strong, but it's darn close. Vancouver's got 4 points through 7 games. Ottawa has 3 points through 5 games. They're at the bottom of the North, but if Vancouver loses this game, they're going to be in the basement and have played 8 games. They'll have played 4 more than Calgary and already be behind them.
No, it's a problem. Like, I'm looking at Ottawa plus 125, but here's the thing, and we talked about Ottawa as a play-on team. They haven't been actually, a little bit worse than I thought. We also talked about Montreal. They've been amazing. So they've been great to us. Ottawa, on the other hand, even when they're dogs, they're getting smoked by Winnipeg. You're getting 25 cents in this matchup at Vancouver. Do I want to lay 45 cents with Vancouver? No, I don't. This total is very high at 6.5. I think a lot of people will be on the over in this game. You know what? Is it a leap of faith? I kind of lean Ottawa at that dog price there. Like, do they show up? But you said it. You're going to run into a buzzsaw in Vancouver. Not my favorite game, Brian, but I'm kind of looking at the dog right now.
Yeah, it's the only game, and, you don't have to bet it because it's the only game. The one thing I would say, the last podcast we did, Camp, coming into the weekend, we really were all over it, right? Vancouver, desperately needed the first game of the series against the Habs. They were life and death. They won the game 6-5. That one was almost like their season was on the line. And then you're sitting there going, yeah, but there's no doubt who the better team is. So Vancouver won the first one because they had to, and then Montreal said enough of this and beat them 7-3 and 5-2.
Exactly. Montreal, we talk about it. These guys are actually cup contenders. I love what they've done. They have Carey Price, and going actually to get out and get Jake Allen as a backup goalie, a guy coming off a career, was a brilliant move. And a lot of these teams in this COVID, they're going to go back. We're going to see some backup goaltenders. Weird things are going to happen, and they have a reliable guy that's on the upswing right now. I'm a big fan of Montreal, what they've done. I wish we talked about it. I wish I had futures on these guys, even if I think they can go deep. They're really good.
Yeah, no, they're fun. They're fun. By the way, we didn't do the elephant in the room. I mean, we'll get to it, I guess, when we talk about the teams. But, yeah, the big trade over the weekend, Laine to Columbus and Pierre-Luc Dubois goes to Winnipeg. The funny thing is, Cam, I was watching that thing. I'm marveling at, I guess, there are teams that they think they can change guys. And I know Luc Dubois or Pierre-Luc Dubois is only 22. First of all, Laine and Tortorella, that sounds like a match made in heaven. And I watched that last shift Pierre-Luc Dubois played for Columbus, and everybody was flipping out about it. And I'm like, hey, man, the kid he was just doing a science experiment. He put a dozen eggs in his uniform, and he was skating around out there just to see what would happen, and he cooked Sunnyside eggs for the entire team after the game. The problem was Tortorella wanted scrambled
eggs in his uniform. No, he's a ghost. He was a ghost. But I'm going to say this. I'm going to give you my opinion here. I love Patrick Laine. He's got one of the best releases, but him and Tortorella, I don't care. Like, if this guy doesn't show up every night, Roslovic is nice. He's kind of actually better than an add-in piece. A local guy, too. He's going to like playing in Columbus. I think, actually, that's what helps the deal for them. I'm going to tell you, Winnipeg's going to win this deal over time. Dubois will figure it out. He'll embrace it. He'll understand the hockey culture there. And I think Laine wasn't a great two-way player. I think Dubois can be. I think the upside's good. Guy needed to get out. I got to hand it to Columbus, though. They got actually more than I thought they were going to get in the deal. Everyone knows that him and Torts couldn't deal with each other. But over time, Winnipeg will win that deal with Dubois.
I'm trying to think of an analogy, like for these two guys that can be disgruntled and you got to babysit them sometimes. And it's like Dubois is going to play for Mother Teresa and Laine is playing for Dr. Mengele.
I wouldn't call Paul Maurice Mother Teresa, but
well, compared to Tortorella,
yeah, I guess exactly.
All right,
so what do we do here?
Monsters
these games.
All right, Monster schedule Tuesday, Tampa, Carolina. On paper, I think these might be $1.22 Tampa on the road, 6.5 to the under. We're just coming out of the gate down the road. I mean, these are the two teams I envision bumping heads to get out of this division.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I will say this, though. This is interesting, and I'm going to play my angle again. It's 2-0. People are like crazy. I don't like the fact that Tampa Bay got smoked by Columbus in that game, but I'm going to probably go with Carolina here, Brian. I told you those teams with the rest. Carolina hasn't been with the COVID. Haven't played in a long time. Everyone's like, rusty? I don't know, man. Dallas looked pretty good to me, and Florida in their opener looked good to me. So I have a lean to Carolina in this spot. Should have some goals in this game, but I'm just that total. If it's 6.5, I'm probably I kind of lean under in the game. Actually, I'm not sure if we can get to 7, but I like Carolina.
By the way, Columbus is Tampa Bay's kryptonite. They sit there and go, not these guys. Yeah. There's something about mark that one down there. The Columbus just gives them fits. Speaking of Columbus, Blue Jackets, about $1.30. I think this will go a little higher than that. Hosting Florida, totals 5.5 to the over. I got a funny feeling it's one of those things where Laine and Dubois. Now Dubois probably is going to take quite a while longer going to Canada.
Yep.
To get in the lineup than Laine. When Laine exactly gets in, I don't know. But I think it's one of these things. When a trade like that happens, first of all, just forget what's going on the ice. Like that, you saw Columbus. Okay, enough of this thing. This thing's over. We move on. And Columbus, steps on Tampa's neck. Does Columbus go on a little Tootsie Roll just because of the guy that didn't want to be there's out of the room and the distraction's gone?
Yeah, I like Columbus. If you want to bet it now. The line's going to jump up. Florida is one of those teams, sure, they've had a pretty easy sked. They're not that good, and their goaltending's not. They'll score a lot of goals. 5.5, Brian, I know you like these sneaky totals. Florida doesn't play any defense, so you could have like a 4-2 game. At 5.5, I'd actually look at the over in this spot, but I'm betting Columbus in this game. I think they're a better team than Florida. You talk about it. It galvanizes them. They're coming off a win against Tampa Bay. I think they keep the train rolling. I think Columbus is better. They're at home. Give me the Jackets.
Hey, one for the little guy. The last podcast, I think we did pretty good. Remember the sneaky one? It was 5.5 under, and
Yeah, good call by you.
I said, watch out.
Excellent.
The goals are about to come here for both Philly and Boston. And, so those two games are actually over games. But now you get Philly at Jersey. Lindy Ruff doing a good job with these guys. You got Carter Hart, and I'm telling you, I don't know what to go on. Right now, Philly's just in this odd stretch where they're just horrible in their own end. And when they're winning games, they're winning games because the goalies are standing on their head. Hasn't been the case, at least in the last couple.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. This could be a get-right spot for them, but that juice is high. Like, you're talking around like $1.45, $1.50 with Philly. That's a little bit high for me. As for Jersey, I was on them Sunday night, and I love the fact that Sorokin started for the Islanders. He actually played well. They just didn't score any goals. That's the thing about the Islanders. They either win or when they lose, they don't score. This game, I'm going to have to pass. Philadelphia and Jersey, I'd look at the dog in this game, but I don't really have a good vibe on it.
Well, hey, listen, man. Lindy Ruff, it's not his first rodeo. They've played 5 games. They're 3-1-1. It's a nice start, nice story. It's one of these things where, these are guys that they're hungry, and they were one of the 7 didn't make the playoffs, and they've handled it well. They were excited to play. I got a funny feeling, right? There's this moment coming where water finds its level with New Jersey. If Ruff keeps it going, more power to him, but it's early. They're feeling their oats, but I think at some point teams get tape on them. They know what they're dealing with, and adjustments come. And then that kind of excitement factor tapers off to the point, okay, now we're just in the throes of a season, and they are what they are. Right now, Jersey's kind of a play-on team, but for how long?
Yeah, no, I'll play on them for a bit longer, but you're right. Eventually, things are you can't have a perfect season. They've been overachieving. Philadelphia, on the other hand, a little bit snake bitten too. I watched that last game against Boston. Tuukka Rask, the saves that he made in that overtime over the weekend, like I was sitting back there slack-jawed. It was unbelievable, actually. Like they were circus-like. It was unreal. Like Philadelphia dominated most of that game. Boston came back. Philadelphia snake bitten in the overtime period. So you know what? Philadelphia is probably playing the game, but I don't like the juice.
I would deem this. Oh boy, do I go this far and look like a fool because it's just a game? This could be one of the plays of the year. I think the Islanders on the puck line at Washington.
Me too.
The Islanders minus $1.40, $1.50. If you go puck line, let me look it up real quick. I got an idea, but I can find out officially on the puck line. With the Isles, we'd be looking at, oh, hello, come on, man, plus $1.90.
Oh, sold.
Take the Isles in the puck. Here's the deal. The Caps got the 4 guys out. Wilson also then got hurt. And the Vanacek kid, I'm sitting there going, what is this kid going to do the rest of his career when he plays somebody other than Buffalo? And I'm telling you, we'll get to the Sabres here in a second. Okay, give Washington credit, but they could have played a better team to get through this thing they're getting through because they pushed Buffalo around and physically. It was ridiculous. I mean, the Sabres should have stepped on their neck, and the goalie played really well. Sabres hit a ton of posts, and Washington is on a tootsie roll. They're racking up points left and right. They're going to get murdered in this game.
Couldn't agree more. Favorite game, if I can bet it now, if I find a way, I get a line, I'm going to do. Know what I do with these games, Brian? I do the old 3-step. Regulation, money line, puck line. I go all in and try to sweep the board, and you're getting the plus 190 on the puck line. I'll do it all because if they do win a 1-goal game, I still make money. I'm going that way with the New York Islanders. I love this spot. I couldn't agree more. I think the Islanders beat the Caps like 5-1 in this game.
Like it even more because the Islanders lost to New Jersey.
Exactly.
And good teams don't want to, their big thing and the smart coaches, and they do 10-game segments and all this other. But the mantra for this year is don't lose back-to-back games.
Right.
Okay, we don't have to beat it to death, but
Yep.
If the Islanders are going to get great goaltending in this game, so I'm not worried about it. I think it's basically you're looking at Backstrom and Oshie against the Islanders off a loss. That's what you're looking at.
Correct. And the Islanders, the way they respond, and Brian, remember when I was in Vegas, the Islanders, when they weren't even they always play Washington tough when Washington had a full team. This is a great spot. Barry Trotz against his old team. I told you, we have spots where we do double the units. That's my. It's a big game. We're going to smash the Islanders.
Did the odds makers make a mistake?
With Buffalo favored against the Rangers? You're damn right.
No. I skipped the game like a fool.
Oh yeah. Pittsburgh, Boston.
Okay, how's this total 5.5? We're sitting there saying you can't play Pittsburgh under. They just played their first under game of the year, and it was 3-2. And Boston's just coming off a high-scoring series of games that we were just telling you about with Philly. Boston's starting to put the puck in the net, and the Pens, you still have Crosby and Malkin. They're scoring and can't stop it. Shouldn't this total be at the very least 6 under, and it's 5.5? I like the over, and I like Boston. This is another game. I'm not going to go say it's as good as the Islanders, but Pittsburgh was lucky to beat the Rangers. They've been lucky a lot. And Boston, I've been watching this team play, and despite the injuries they have, they're starting to get chemistry with the new guys on their team, Smith and Coyle and all these other guys. I'm telling you, they're a way better team than Pittsburgh. I'll lay the juice. Give me the Boston Bruins. All right, then the Rangers in Buffalo, Sabres.
Rangers, huge play. I'm so sick and tired of the Sabres. They give me, even when they win, I got to wait till a shootout or a heart attack. Washington's waiting so many guys. Come on, Brian. I want to support the team as much as the next guy. The Rangers coming off the loss again to Pittsburgh in heartbreaking fashion there. I am taking the Rangers at plus money against Buffalo. You damn right I am. Give me the Rangers.
Well, I said all year long, all year long, heading in, I said that all year long what you should be looking at. And, okay, they got it right here. The total 6.5 for the Sabres. Believe me, they've got guys that can score on all 4 lines. The problem is their defense runs around in their own end. It's a fire drill, and they get pushed around. Now, the Rangers aren't a team I don't believe they're going to be sitting here pushing you around. This is Pond Hockey City, man. I mean, the goalie's better. They're going to be talking to the little men on their shoulders. I like the over.
Rangers in the over. That's the way I'm going to play it.
Chicago, Nashville. Yeah. Are you laying $1.80 with Nashville anywhere ever?
If you had a gun to my head and said, are you laying $1.80 with Nashville, I'd say, shoot me. I don't need to play Russian roulette. Just that, come on, man. No. For me, it's Chicago or nothing. Pass. That game just reeks. We've already got a million plays right now. I don't need to any more stress in my life. I'm going to avoid this game. And if you want to put Nashville in parlays, you can. I'm not.
Yeah, no, they're a sit on the sidelines and watch team. And hey, Chicago, Detroit, somebody had to win.
Yep. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Oh boy. So what do we got next here?
Edmonton, Winnipeg.
Oh boy, what a way to win that game, Edmonton. What do you do with this game? I kind of like the over.
Yeah.
Even though it looked under the last game, I would say the over would be the way to play it. First of all, the goalies stood on their head. It was 2-1 going into the third, and then reality set in. I thought the whole game would be like that, kind of a 6-5 game. I lean Winnipeg in a revenge spot, and I think the over might be a better play in that game. Don't have a full vibe on it yet, Brian, but that's my overview.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. A fun game. I mean, this game kind of just defines what the North is all about. I mean, where you turn around going, who we got tonight?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I'll tell you, this next game, though,
I like
the way
I know.
The Los Angeles Kings lost to Minnesota when I was on them. The thing about Minnesota is they lost to S.J. Sharkey on Sunday. Do I come back with the Kings, who are actually playing good hockey now? They beat Colorado. They beat who'd they beat? The Blues? Didn't they smoke them? Was it 5-2 or 5-3? Brian, do I come back to the Kings at plus 135 here? I don't trust Minnesota as a big favorite.
No, but I remember at the end.
Over.
Yeah, I remember at the end of last year. Remember we were going, the sneaky money-making machine from an over perspective was Minnesota. And now L.A., Kopitar's setting everybody up. They're scoring goals. They're playing hard. Minnesota back at home. They just played 3 games, and I believe they both went over. Both of them were 4-3 games. I don't, the goalies can be great, but I don't overthink it. I mean, they just played 2 games that were 4-3. Shouldn't the total be 6? It's 5.5.
Yeah, a 5.5. The play is the over. I would look at the Kings as a dog, but I couldn't agree with you more. These guys play to overs, and they haven't caught on yet. Let's not tell anybody. Shh. Like, that's the thing. No, honestly, like these LA, Minnesota, like they're playing. It's like the Sharks. It's like, are you guys going to post 5.5 and 6s on the board? Like every one of their game goes over, but eventually they're going to figure it out.
Yeah, there are a lot of games on the board. This ain't one for me.
Oh my God! I know. I'm scrolling. I'm like, what?
Dallas $2, Dallas 240, whatever, 220, whatever they're going to be against Detroit. Totals 5.5.
Here's the thing. I took Detroit against Chicago on Sunday. That was a bad decision. Their defense and Bernier just looked like junk. Is Dallas going to just win every game? I don't know. 240 is a crazy price. This is the type of game Detroit could steal. Pass.
If you had to play it, and I'm not. Dallas played 2 games. They beat Nashville 7-0, so you're thinking you're going to get Nashville's best shot after getting embarrassed, and Dallas still won the next game 3-2. This could be a breath of fresh air. Dallas could score enough goals to go over the total.
They could. I don't know. Like, Detroit's a weird team. They play bad, and then they show up. I just think this is a very dangerous favorite. It feels like that game that you're going to add to a parlay at the end of the night. They're going to break your heart. I lean over, but I want no side. For me, it'd be Detroit, even on the puck line, plus 1.5 or nothing. I think it could be a close game.
Anaheim, Arizona. Arizona's $1.35, 5.5 to the under. The Coyotes coming off a gut-wrenching loss to Vegas. Basically, the only goal scored by Carlson with 41 seconds left. Kind of a punch to the gut. And here, all of a sudden, you're looking at these teams basically with kind of the same record, 2-3-1 for the Coyotes. 2-2-2 for Anaheim. The one thing I think you got here, you got some pretty good goalies. If I had, I'm staying away from it. I like Arizona and the under in like a 3-1 type of game. But I love Arizona in this spot. This is a team that's been snake bitten. They've deserved such a better fate against Vegas in their games. As for Anaheim, they're playing. This is the thing about this year. All these teams that were supposed to suck, a lot of them are playing quite well. Look at the underdogs that won. And another tip, guys, I know we don't get to it all the time. I'm going to follow this. Track Sunday underdogs in the National Hockey League. I don't get it. Like in baseball getaway day, it's the same thing. But in hockey, take a look at the dogs that won. Colorado lost that game. St. Louis, all the big favorites got smoked on Sunday, Brian. A great game that I can't decipher between the two. It's a pick. The number's telling you so. 6.5 the total. Toronto, Calgary, if I had to.
Calgary. I'm a Leaf fan. Revenge game. Calgary didn't bring their best. This is a perfect spot for Calgary to get it right, beat the Leafs like 3-2 or 4-3. I'm not sure about these guaranteed overs, guys. If you just keep on betting these Leafs overs, all their last 3 games have gone under.
Yeah,
they're trying to play some defense. So this actually might be a sneaky under again. I lean Calgary, and I lean the under. If we get a 6.5, give me the Flames to the under. But I like the Flames as my side. And guys, I'm a Leaf fan, and I tell you that this is a good spot for Calgary.
Yeah, no, I mean it's the revenge spot. So we lose the first game, the other. That's all. I mean it's like a windshield wiper, right? And then San Jose's at Colorado. To me,
Brian. Well, hold on.
Beep,
beep, beep.
Oh.
Hello, sir? Brinks truck, come here.
Wait a minute. Let me know the Brinks truck. You got the dolly. You got an extra security guard with the weapons drawn. Now, unless I'm really misreading something, you're talking Colorado on the puck line.
Yeah. I'm talking Colorado and Reg, and I'm talking Colorado on puck line. If they don't win, the Brinks guy's going to tie me up in the back of the truck and dump me in the desert. But I'll tell you, Colorado has been very disappointing so far in the year. But this is the thing. San Jose, a couple lucky wins. They've been playing better. And another thing, it's kind of interesting, Brian. I know what you do. Like, I'm backing up the Brinks truck on the side, but you're telling them how many bowls of total did I have today? I had more than 6.5. I could tell you that. You're going to be on the can. You're going to be on the can all day, all the brand. But I'll tell you, I know you love that over because Colorado might get 5 themselves. They're going to kill SJ Sharkey.
And then a great game, the get-out game. Finally, Vegas going, oh, good. Hey, we get to play something where we got to show up and be interested. Vegas, $1.45 against the Blues. The total is 6.5 to the under.
I'm taking the Blues.
I think you'd have to lean that way. But what I would say with the zigzag thing that's going on, so far so good with the soap opera in net. But Fleury's out playing Leonard.
He is.
So far. And it's Leonard's turn to play. And they've been going back and forth, which has been a wonderful formula for them that each guy's not only playing the opposition, they're playing the other goalie to prove the point I'm the better guy. So far, Fleury has been the better goalie. I mean, Leonard's not been horrible, but Fleury's been spectacular. DeBoer has yet to alter and play somebody back-to-back. The way Fleury's playing, it would be interesting to see if he considered it here, but I doubt it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's probably going to be Leonard, so I would go over the 6.5.
I agree. I think every time I remember the last time Vegas and St. Louis got together too, it was like a 6-5 game. Like they seem to play, and just in my recollection, over games. But I like the Blues. This team has been underachieving. You're getting 20 cents right now. Vegas, let's call it out for what it is, Brian. Like I'm pretty honest with the Leafs, and you're honest with Vegas. They've been lucky in a lot of games.
Yes,
Arizona's was snake bitten, and if they don't play their A game against St. Louis, a desperate team that's underachieving, they're going to get throttled. So I'll take the 20 cents with St. Louis, and I lean to the over as well.
Yeah, no, Vegas, on a nightly basis, they're 5-1. That's in there poking holes. They but it's like it's one of these things where like they're a kitten playing with a toy, and then they win the game, and they've racked up 10 points out of the gate, and the Blues are 3-2-1. I think. Let me just double check, very quickly. Honestly, it's the same thing. I was going to say, well, no, it is true. I'd say the Blues. Sitting here, they played San Jose and L.A., but they opened with Colorado. I think it's more than fair to say St. Louis, to this point, is more battle-tested.
Yes, they are, and I just think they've been really bad, and they're not doing very well. They've been playing horrible hockey. Bennington's been very cold, I think, for the most part, and they're going to get it right. They're a better team than the record indicates, and Vegas has been kind of playing with fire, but they're so talented. I just got a feeling St. Louis walks in there and they'll get jacked up for playing a team like Vegas, and you're going to give me a plus price. I'm in.
Well, the one thing we can wrap it up and just say this. Wednesday, you got Chicago at Nashville, Ottawa at Vancouver. I would say that those aren't, the marquee games. The league is, sitting there going, hey, everybody. But the only 2 games on Wednesday. But these series basically are continuing through the week. That's the beauty of what we're doing now is, teams that just tell people the team that loses the first game of a series start by strongly considering the team that lost the first game. That's what we said all year.
Exactly. Like we'll see what happens in the first games there. And then, you know what I mean? Like if Vancouver smokes Ottawa, maybe we come back to Ottawa there. Same thing with Chicago, Nashville. Got to post those lines. We'll take a look, but I agree with you. The zigzag theory, we're going to play it out. So we'll see, Brian. But I'll tell you, in that Tuesday card, I'll give you and man, there is a lot of games that we love. I love the Islanders. You do too. I think Islanders every way in that game. The Rangers, Buffalo over. I lean Rangers in that spot. I like Minnesota, Los Angeles over. Kings is a pooch plus 135. We like that. I love Arizona to beat Anaheim. I like Calgary and a bounce back against Toronto. Colorado's the Brinks truck game with Islanders. I'm probably going to do a parlay, too. Colorado and the Islanders to plus money on the money line. And I like St. Louis as a dirty pooch against the Vegas Golden Knights.
And the game tonight, and I like Ottawa. I root for them. They're fun. But Vancouver, isn't this close to a must-win for Vancouver?
Vancouver has to figure it out. They're a better team. Montreal embarrassed them. As for Ottawa, there's no shame in it. They're eventually in 2 years going to be a really good team. I thought they'd be a bit better, but hey, they're a young team and they're trying to figure it out. Their goaltending too isn't great. Like Matt Murray's a cast-off. Like he's their starter. There's some weaknesses there. It's not a big price. Give me Vancouver. I'm with you, Brian. And then if Vancouver blows them out, maybe we look at Ottawa in the second game.
Wrap it up with this. I'm doing the radio show the other day, and I look at it and I go, yeah, I kind of makes sense. The NHL, God bless them, right? The one-car funeral thing. I'm sitting there, and the thing comes across Twitter that the NBC Sports Network's going off the air.
Yeah.
And I'm going, really? So you massaged and shimmied the schedule all around the Olympics that we don't even know are going to be played. And then Tokyo's jumping in going, well, we're not going to play. And the IOC goes, yes, you are. I say, oh, really? If you say so, fellas. So the league jams this schedule all wrapped around the NBC Sports Network and that platform, which will be there for this year. But part of that is they're playing these games and they're playing them this way and this format because they're working on the next TV deal. And one of the major people that they were going to be negotiating with has come right out of the gate and said, yeah, we're shutting the doors. So the NHL goes, well, there goes the old, leveraging one network off another. I mean, the NHL can't catch a break.
No, they can't. But I will say this, though, Brian. I think this could be a positive on USA Network, right? I think that's the network that's going to step up. And I don't know the whole story, guys, so don't get me wrong. But, they show a lot of wrestling and other stuff. I'll tell you one thing. When I went to Vegas trying to find NBCSC or whatever was a nightmare. Oh, Antenna 2 and here. And I'm staying at, like, the Golden Nugget and other. Like, some of these places didn't even have it. We're like, okay, let's go down to the Long Bar at the D to watch the game or whatever. Couldn't even watch it in your hotel room when you wanted to take a break. I think this is a good thing, actually, being on a network that more people get.
Well, I know, but
am I making sense or am I crazy?
No, you're making sense. My fear is down the road, it's game 3 of a playoff series, and the game gets preempted because Nia Jax is going to feed Lacey Evans a knuckle sandwich.
You're so right. That's the best. We interrupt game 3 of the Vegas Golden Knights in Colorado.
Where's game 3? I don't know. The Fiend just set somebody on fire.
Yeah, like we're watching a hockey game and the Undertaker comes out from the ice. I'm alive. Rest in peace. Hockey, you've been preempted, hockey. Bye-bye.
Oh, you got to love any Paul Bearer reference that ever.
I know. Oh, the best was, Paul Bearer's story. My buddy's at the wrestling. Paul Bearer's like, manager, can I have a slice? Like he was managing. He reaches in and grabs the fan's pizza.
I mean, and
I have a slice.
That's how he actually talked.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's something I would do, Brian. You see me take wings off people's plates. I got a lot of Paul Bearer in me. I love that guy.
All right,
rest in peace, Paul Bearer. But anyway, yeah, that's the hockey stuff. Yeah, that'd be the best for what we're watching a playoff game, and Stone Cold Steve Austin he just comes running out.
Smashes a beer can over McDavid's forehead.
Exactly.
All right, let's put a lid on this thing. Listen, go to. You all right, buddy? You gonna make it?
Yeah. You guys sound like you there, Mike Marlboro. It's been a long week, right? Oh, it's great. It's what day is it? Monday? I don't know what.
Did you get?
Honestly, I really don't know what day it is.
Did you get any on you?
Probably did.
All right, the hockeybettingpodcast.ca. That's the website. Go there. We've got choices for you. Featured bookmaker.eu this week. Deposit $500 or more, you get $100 added to your account. Go to the hockeybettingpodcast.ca. Send an email with your account number to support@hockeybettingpodcast.ca or DM the Hockey Betting Podcast on Twitter, and we'll throw an extra $100 in your account. There you go. All right, we're off to a brand new week, Cammy. Have a good one, buddy. We'll do it again later in the week.
You got it, man. Let's hit some winners, man. Talk soon.
Give me the Hey, folks, this is Brian Blessing. Hope you're enjoying the Hockey Betting Podcast. We have a couple chuckles, try to get you a lot of winners. Hey, we hope you like what you're hearing. And if you do, hit the subscribe button and give us a review, give us a rating. Most importantly, enjoy the hockey and keep coming back to the Hockey Betting Podcast.
The handicapping and sports odds information contained on this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Please confirm the wagering regulations in your jurisdiction, as they vary from state to state, province to province, and country to country. Using this information to contravene any law or statute is prohibited. The podcast is not associated with, nor is it endorsed by any professional or collegiate league, association, or team. This podcast does not target and is not intended for an audience under the age of 18. If you think that you have a gambling addiction, stop this podcast now and please seek help.
Gambling and betting on sports is a form of entertainment and should be about having a good time. But when done excessively, it may negatively affect other areas of a person's life, such as their physical and mental health, school or work performance, finances, and or interpersonal relationships. At the Hockey Betting Podcast, we're concerned about the addiction that gambling may cause, and for this reason, we encourage everyone to practice responsible gambling, an approach to gambling that helps you ensure that it remains an enjoyable activity. Here are the main principles of responsible gambling. Don't think of gambling as a way to make money. Always gamble with money that you can afford to lose. Set limits and stick to them. Never chase losses. Don't gamble when you're depressed or upset, and create a healthy balance. Always be aware of how much time you spend gambling or thinking about gambling. And do not allow gambling to cause you to miss out on time with family and friends or time spent on other activities you enjoy. By following these guidelines, gambling can be a good time and great entertainment.
If you feel at any time that your gambling is taking away from important areas of your life, is causing you stress or depression, or is leading to financial losses that are beyond your control, please reach out for help. Learn more at responsiblegambling.org.